Yes, hello everyone. Hope you're doing well. We're again on the years today, and as far as we can see, I'll show you my screen. So basically, we see now the high time frames, and we see that it's still bearish in context. We see that we are still bearish, so we're trying to move downwards. Here again, bearish, trying to move downwards, but we are at the point where we found some support. It's at the September's, the monthly previous EVA low. We're just a little bit, there's some gap there, but we found here also like of the quarter was still this gap down, but we found here some initial rejection from the weekly previous EVA VWAP of the second week of August. And as we'll see now on the intraday, price will try to reset to retest it. Our buy short today is short for all these reasons. If it's going to be short, it's going to be only if we accept again within the previous weekly here. If we go up, we accept. We also at the known support zone here. So we see the weekly previously has tested the same again over and over, and it's been acted as support for numerous times. Of course, the more a level has been tested, we just expect some form of to become weaker and weaker. And if being tested, then we're looking to that's the intraday. Sorry. So let's go. So this is a high time frame. We expect some kind of failed breakdown. Okay, we see the support is building now. But I'm not going to enter now because we're halfway now. So there's a big technical level here, and there's the value area low as well. So I attempted before. I'm gonna show you my. I attempted before to go short in here after getting below the weekly previous VWAP, but price went nowhere, and I got out just losing 1%. I thought there would be some kind of continuation. It could be a pullback, and we'll see now. It could be like this one. It could be just a pullback to continue lower. But we'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna be wait to things to clear a little bit here because we may have this could be just a pullback, but also this one could be just a reversal. And if we get within this area, I'm looking to go long again. But so far, it seems that this one has been only a pullback. We found some initial, some initial support from the level, which is normal. Even though this has been weak, this level, and I'm looking for it to break at some point. It has been tested numerous times, but I'm not going to enter yet. I'm just going to enter at the breakout. I think I'm going to I'll try to go a little bit heavier today with 3 contracts instead of 2. There's a clear form. There's a clear form on if you balance down. So we see now there is some form of support here. I'm just waiting for this to break. I'll give it a little bit of time. It's also the market just opened, so things needs a little bit of time to clear. It would make sense to go long from here, but because price has been tested, this level has been tested multiple times, in and out, and this week held very well. The previous week was up and down all the time, it was crisscrossed. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, if I show you now another technical chart I have. So I have this technical chart. So as you can see here, we are again at the bottom of the structure. You see? What I anticipate and what may happen is this structure to break and test all the way down 55.70s. And then from there take up high again. But we'll see if this construction works. If it holds, if it doesn't hold, I'm just gonna short it. If it holds indeed, I'm gonna wait some acceptance above, and the acceptance will be to about the 56.80s. I will enter above the 60.80s, 56.80s, because here you can see this is the second week, this is the third week. So basically, if we can hold above this level, I can go for longs. But so far, everything points out to shorts. It's just the sellers are trying trying to find, sorry, try to get rid of some buyers down at the bottom. But I'm very confident that maybe in a half an hour, things will clear out here and we'll see price continuing to the downside. If price continue to the downside, then we'll be looking somewhere around 55,600. So we're looking at yeah, we're looking about 50 points plus to the downside. So I'm gonna make a quick plan now, as price is trying to get try to see direction. So it's choppy now, and it's very logical. It's very logical. So in order to go long, I'll be waiting to get accepted below the weekly DVA low, which is at the 56.77. Now you're looking at the weekly. So here's the weekly DVA low. If I want to go long, I'm just waiting to get accepted within and then aim for the VWAP. If not, this area is non-tradable for me. So I'm just going to be waiting to either clear up or down to the upside or the downside. If it go to the downside, then I will be looking somewhere around here, where is the previous yearly as well. This area is kind of like bullish. So we'll just wait for price to clear a little bit. So I'm just gonna put some levels, and I'm gonna show you my high time frame screen. Okay, here we have the high time frame screen. So I'm just gonna adjust my weekly VWAP, which is at 5703. 5703 and 88. Okay, so the weekly VWAP is there. The VPOC is a little bit farther. Just gonna adjust this one as well. It's a 50, 57, 10, and 75. Okay, it's a bit higher. We'll put the weekly previous DVA highs here. VWAP and the DVA low. Let's see if we can have it. I don't see it somewhere here. Weekly VPOC I'm just gonna delete. And I'm just gonna set now a weekly for the so it's 56. Oh, sorry, the weekly is at 56.76, 56.76, and 88, and that's the weekly BA low. Okay, now we have a clear picture. So basically, this is my trading plan for the day. I'm just gonna make it now. So basically, we're looking some kind of acceptance right here at the quarterly VWAP, and then aiming for this target with possible continuation to the upside. Then there is this scenario where we're gonna go sideways, which I really doubt, which we're gonna go like this. And there is the third scenario, which gonna see some kind of form like this, with also a possible continuation downside to the yearly DVA, sorry, to the yearly previous VWAP. And yeah, that's it. So this is our plan for today. Just gonna do a screenshot. Okay. Okay, we see some initial reaction. Price is still hovering and chopping around. So we're just gonna wait for things to clear. I was very lucky. When I got here, I was very lucky and I got out almost immediately. I'm still now 3% down, which is okay. It's not bad. Maybe I rushed things a little bit, but as you can see, when I entered, we already had our pullback here, so I wasn't expecting any pullback here. So that's why I entered. I thought we'll just, go ahead. And then right at my entry, just price reversed. It, Now we did like a flag. We see that's a flag. The flag may continue up to here and then go down. Or we may see some continuation to the upside. But this is a bearish flag, so we'll see how it's gonna go. Things are a bit tricky today. Because we're at the level, we actually we're gonna either see some support or we're gonna see just another continuation to the downside if the big investors wanted to push lower. The way things are built now, we can see all the small investors, the SMAs, are built to the upside, but we still have this 200 SMA to clear. That's why I'm saying that we may find some acceptance above here somewhere if price continues to the upside. And I did an execution mistake as well today because the problem with my execution, as I figured out, is I always lose pretty much almost all the time. I lose my first trade is almost pretty much every day a mistake, as happened today. So my plan is from now on to enter with one contract, see initial reaction, see how it's gonna go, and then add more contracts. Today I didn't do that. I totally went back to my old habits and I went immediately with the three contracts. And that's why I went into reverse even a little bit. It got me like 3% down. So this is something that I need to keep an eye every time I trade. Just to go with one contract, minimum risk, see how it's gonna play. If there's continuation, you can add more. So if I see this area quarterly above the quarter PCV VWAP is conveniently just above the intraday, the previous intraday VWAP. Sorry, today's VWAP. So this one, if it clears here, then we're good to go because we're gonna be also above the VWAP. So it's a good sign. Okay. So here basically we're just above the today's VWAP, and if we clear above this level, above here is yesterday's DVA, the intraday. So basically we are just around 40-50 points below yesterday's DVA. So what happens now, if you can see the bigger picture, you can see we build some kind of big base here, some kind of consolidation to the upside, which I suspect we may see it happening. But now it's too early to say until we clear this area. It looks like it's gonna pop up and test at least this area. It should for the buyers to hold a little bit and to have some some future in today, they need to recover this breakdown point. So if they recover the quarterly PVDVA VWAP, then they can try and reach the weekly VWAP. It's around here. Okay, we see now that the bearish flag breaking and trying to push down. So if we look to the downside, we basically be looking to take a trade from the breakout of this point, breakdown of this point, having this one as first target and this one as a second. To the upside, if it goes above, we have this one as the first, the weekly VWAP, and then potentially, yeah, so have this one, the yearly VWAP as the first, the weekly VWAP, and then as a secondary target, the weekly DVA high, this one, but there are several other levels in between, like the BPOC or you see weekly previous DVA high that they need to break. So basically, it's like here we're just gonna trail it step by step. But the top of the structure is basically at the weekly DVA high, and which is also like the monthly VWAP as well. Just let's do the monthly VWAP, some correction. Okay. Okay, we're still bear in mind that we're still in a bearish environment. We have the big move coming from the rejection of the VWAP, which was for a third time. So for third time, we had the rejection from the VWAP, the monthly, which we couldn't break. So then we saw the price coming all the way down to today's, and now we're just building some kind of base choppy action, trying to, clear things out. Unfortunately, I checked my phone and I saw before that this price action, this VWAP holding, but it didn't cross my mind to put some kind of alert here so I could capture possible this move down to the downside. But that's alright, I mean, because so this is how it does, you see, it does the squeeze to the upside down, squeeze up, down. So basically it does the squeeze up and always elevated down. So what we may see now is basically another big squeeze up to the weekly DVA low, and then we just boom cut. So basically another hypo would be to take some shorts from here, which is a weekly DVA low. Just gonna add it. I'm just gonna add it to my hypos. So we're gonna see now the reaction. We may take a short. Okay, now so this area now, as you can see, my high time frames is a bit tricky to short. It is a bit tricky to short. And even though it sounds like a good, on the paper, sounds like a good plan to short from here, I just need to see it, price action clearing a little bit, see some clear rejection below the SMAs, and some clear rejection, not this choppy action. Yeah, so basically Mancini says, just reading some Mancini now, it says like 57.47, basically the monthly VWAP. It says it remains the key level for the bulls. So now I'm just gonna to sort out some levels here. It seems that price is not interested to go to the highs anymore. I don't see any buyers coming in. After this rejection here, I don't see anyone coming in. Yes, basically Martinez says that the weekly VWAP is just a starting point for the bulls to regain some control, but in order to have like a trend to the up to the trend to the upside and have totally like full control, they need to regain many more levels. But from what I see, the buyers are not interested to take it. We still have some yeah, we still have some room to the downside because I think the last time it was the quarterly previous DVA low that held the price and was some, big rejection. So we may try to test it again in the next few days, but we're not very far away. We're around 100 points. So we see now, we see some action here where they try to do a pullback to the VPOC, and now it's going to the downside again. I'm not entering here because there's some technical levels, and we may see some kind of rejection again to the upside here. So basically, this level we are at now. So I've held the price very significantly. Last time it was rejected here, just above the weekly DVA low, after a double bottom. Okay, you see price is trying to test that high time frame, that weekly, for a second time now, or third if you see this week as well, if you consider this week as a test, but basically for a second time now. Yeah, so Mancini says a failed breakdown at 56.50 would be of interest to go long. If it does a failed breakdown. I'm gonna be looking for that. And then he says he's interested to go long again at 56.20, 2025, this area. So we're testing this level now again. We're gonna try and short it. Okay, but not now. So you see the shot I took here. I was aiming to break down, but it didn't. So yeah, because I rushed into it. I didn't see that this was a major support level. So yeah, these things happen when you rush into a trade. Yeah, we'll just wait and see now. For a breakdown to happen, usually it's around 10 points. So we need to see 50, 60, 40s around this one. So if I am to short it at 50, 50s at around 40s, I need to be aware that I may see a pullback. It could be a failed breakdown if it happens. So we see a second test of that level. He says Mancini is not interested to take directly the 5650 longs because it's been tested many times and it's now quite weak. But he's interested in a failed breakdown from this area. And he says the bear case for today, he says begins when the range breaks down below 5686, so basically around this area, which we did. So we need to see, he says in order to short it, this area, he says we need to see a failed breakdown to 5678. Yeah, he says that if he says, yeah, he says if we see some failed breakdown here, which didn't happen here, and he may short below the 5674, which is around here basically. But as you see, and as we saw on the high time frames, this is a choppy area. There's no need to trade within here. So we just need to wait to clear these things out, where it's going to go up or down. First impressions is I was expecting the second bounce to be stronger to the upside, but this one was just a minor pullback. So sellers are pressing, but it goes really slowly. Okay, she says today is a major OPEX day. Last time we had OPEX, we saw the price raging. I think it was like 100, 200 points. It was crazy volatility. And he says OPEX days are known for being choppy and noisy. The price action and OPEX is mostly not real. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, he says his general aim is that we'll keep working these 5747. Yeah, this area basically. Yeah, he says that we'll keep working in this area, this one, this range, and make another trip back up to 5747. Yeah, what he sees another trip to the monthly VWAP. But he says if we dip, yeah, yeah, if we dip, we're gonna see the breakout of 5770s. It's around here. Where's the weekly previous DVA low? But he says if 5686 fails, which it did in our occasion, uh, we sell. Okay, let's see. The bulls are starting to showing some strength after the second retest. I'll be waiting for the price to get accepted above the quarterly previous DVA VWAP first, which is 56.84, 56.84, basically around here. Yeah, around here basically. Yeah, which is the price range. So basically, I'm going to be entering around above this level, 56.87, and I plan to scale out one contract around at this point. So the previous DVA low we see, or here, or possibly here. After 10 points, I'm going to take one contract out, or even two, and I'm just going to leave a runner and see how it's going to play out. Because if it goes to the upside, we have a long way to go to the monthly VWAP. It's around 80 points if we decide to go there today, which we may as well do. So yes, if we enter, I'm just going to end up with three around here, take it gradually one into one, and possibly leave away a runner for the rest of the day. I'll consider, if we go to the weekly DVA high, then I consider it taking out the runner, but not anything before. So we see now, the price is top of the range, but found another rejection probably. We'll see now. Now it's like a consolidation price. So price can go basically in any direction. So it's a gambling to enter now. I'm just gonna say things to clear a little bit. Okay. Price is pushing a little bit higher now. It's nothing much, but I'm gonna be checking the power in one of my screens because it seems that there's no power going yet. It just blacked out. Okay, it's very weird. One of my screens just blacked out. Anyway, I'm gonna check it on it later. So I'm gonna be working with two screens at the moment, but that's alright. Price is still chopping around. It's been like an hour since the market opened, but there's no clear direction. It leans a little bit to the upside. It leans a little bit to the upside, but there's nothing sure, nothing certain. think we see prices probably is attempting to do another bouncing. I know some people who would trade these ranges, but no, no, thank you. I'm not gonna take. I prefer to use my hands rather than trade this choppiness. Okay, we see price just left the range after more an hour and a half, and it's getting close to our entering point, which is around here. I put an alert already, and I'm gonna be looking to scale 1, 2 contracts here and leave a runner for the rest. I may scale a little bit lower at the DVA high, but we'll see how it goes. There is a big price all this time built like a huge massive base, which I suspect when it clears out these stops and everything here, it's gonna go way higher and probably test the monthly VWAP at around 57.50 to around here. It's more, this base is more than enough to do it. So now price is testing the quarterly previous DVA VWAP. Okay, I enter 3 contracts and I'm gonna be scaling out. Just give me a second. Yes, I'm gonna be scaling out one here. That's weird. Just trying to put. Okay, just gonna be placing a limit there, a limit a bit higher, just around this point, I guess. And one, I'm gonna aim for the monthly VWAP, which is about 7, let's say 57.45. Yeah, just at the DVA high. Just gonna place it here. 57.43. Sounds about right. But let's see if we're gonna get there because the price broke above the weekly, the quarterly. It now seems to be retesting it somehow. I'm just gonna place my stop loss very tight below this level. This is a technical level. Yeah, I'm not gonna take more chances. So there was a smaller pullback there, but seems having a problem. Push higher. Ah, there's some absorption now. I see some absorption there. It did this big candle, but now it's doing some kind of absorption like a pullback. Price is going higher despite the absorption, so that's a good sign that it's gonna follow through. Okay. It seems it's going for a rejection. Let's see. I'm ready to close my trade again if it breaks the level. Seems the level is holding, still observing. I think it's gonna break. Still holds, it's breaking now. So I'm closing my trade now. Okay, probably what I think is gonna do a pullback at the quarterly. Let's see. I think it's gonna do like a pullback. It just broke above the quarterly VWAP, the previous. And let's see now. It's gonna do a pullback at the level and then carry on. Price is above all high time frames. I mean the SMAs. So there's no SMAs, prohibiting it from going higher. There is this value area. This value area low, which stands. But price hasn't cleared. The buyers are very weak now. I'm just waiting to see a proper candle forming out. Okay, now what's something decent? Still price is just hovering around. There are sellers. I think there are sellers from the DVA high and the value area low, which are like pressing the price. unless we see something else, unless we see, instead of going up, we see price basically doing a big dip in order to go down again and press lower. That's another possibility as well. But it's weird because price on the high time frames, it has crossed above the quarterly VWAP, the previous. So if it wanted to do a pullback, it wouldn't break above it. That's the thing. Now price is choppy because there's a VWAP which pushes above, and here there's a DVA high and the value area low, which also like pushes lower. So we have different forces here. And the sellers look quite weak. I'm not gonna do anything now. Let's see. This is very weird price action. What I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna open a position because I think that the buyers are keep pushing. Yeah, the buyers seems to be holding this area, even though situation hasn't cleared yet. Gonna see. Today the market is very choppy. I'm not sure if I want to trade another, if I want to place a trade, to be honest. It's been almost 2 hours and the market hasn't gone anywhere. So I'm not gonna force any trade or anything. I'm just gonna sit around. The good thing today that I have day off, so I can wait a little bit longer, maybe another hour, and see if it's gonna take any more trades. And the choppiness continues. Yeah, you see, we are like in an area where we should be accepted, unless that's the failed breakdown that Mancini was talking about before. It does a fail breakdown at 50, 60, and then it comes down. Yeah, that could be a fail breakdown. It went 4, 5, 6 points. Okay, let's try and short it. I think that was a failed breakdown to the downside. That's what happened. Put the Mancini there. The target right here. Okay, as we see, that was possible a reversal. But today the market is very, very weird. It seems that that was a rejection at the 50%, which makes sense. But now it can't push any higher. Maybe I rushed too much to take my profits here, because we may see some choppiness around and price continue to the downside. It looks, if I see like the big picture, it looks like it's very complex now. I don't know why. It's very choppy, and the price seems to be making like a flag, like a bearish flag. In theory, we say we're gonna continue to the downside, so I'm gonna sell again. In theory, we say we're gonna sell to the downside, and we're gonna carry on all the way. Now I'm just gonna be looking to take profits around here possibly. Yeah, probably I'm gonna take buy limit to there. If it goes, and one limit, another contract. I'm just gonna be taking our profit somewhat at the bottom there. Price is it's very difficult to break through to the both sides. So let's see if we can at least make it break even today, or even 1 or 2%. I'll be happy to work out with 1 or 2%, or even break even. It seems like it want to push, but it can't break the 50% Fibonacci. If it breaks the 50% Fibonacci, then it has a high chances to go here to the downside. But it's having difficult to break that 50%. And yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. If it's reverse, I'm just gonna cut it. Yeah, it's having difficult time to break down. Yeah, I got the trade, probably with minor losses again. Yeah, around 10% losses, half percent. The price action is weird today. Today I think it's mostly like better to go instead of going heavy and go short term, just go very light with 1 micros and just aim on the long run, you know. Okay, now we have some buyers stepping in, so we'll see what's gonna do like. think that would be it for today for me, to be honest. Currently, I am with. uh, Yeah, currently I'm almost 5% for 4.7 losses. So I may call it a day. The market conditions are very crap today. Uh, yeah, I think I'll be done for now. You see the price now is gonna cut the 50%. That's the weird. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop for now. Uh, because it doesn't make sense to trade in this environment. Yeah. I'm gonna put some alerts just in case we break below uh, around here somewhere. Yeah, somewhere around here. Yeah. Just gonna put an alert, and I'm gonna put an alert just in case we break above inside yesterday's above the VWAP somewhere around here, probably somewhere around here. Yeah, somewhere around here, because the whole area is very choppy. So let's see. Yeah, somewhere around here. Just gonna put an alert and come later and see what price does. Because now we see we have the VPOC. We can break below the VPOC. Okay, thank you guys for being here with me. That was a very difficult session, a lot of choppiness, and I'm not sure if I want to trade OPEX again. Probably it was gonna be one of my days to take the day off, to be honest. Uh, yeah, now we'll see. Now that's ridiculous. Now we'll see the price is trying to break below. But again, you see the price action. There's no follow through. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. There's no consistency. There's no point of entering this market. Yeah, put some. Yeah, I had like 5%. Probably I'm not gonna trade OPEX again, to be honest. Uh, yeah, I got 5% losses. I can make them again in a day, so there's no big deal there. Yeah, I learned my lesson. With this, the best management we could do. It wasn't ideal, but it kept us from the even worse situations. And yeah, have a nice day. You take care. I'll let you know. I'll let you know in the evening if I do another trade or tomorrow morning. I'm gonna do a small recap session in case I'm gonna do any other trades today. Okay, see you later.